This is Scott Helfrey with the BSc Instructional Technology Center, and in this video we're going to go over how to create or add a new unit to your eCollege or eCompanion shell. We're assuming, of course, that you're already logged in, and if you haven't done so or don't know how to do it, please see the first video in this series on logging in. Alright, I'm going to jump into my shell, and so far the only thing that's in here is one announcement that we've created, some content in our course home, and a syllabus. Now you can see that the side of my now you can see that in my unit and content section or my navigation, it's a little sparse over here. I have my course home and syllabus, and that is all. So I want to add a unit over here, my first unit. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Author tab to get me into editing mode. And across the top with these three sections, or in editing mode, okay, we're doing this. And across the top, I can see I have three options for Course Home, Course Items, and File Manager. We are now going to select Course Items. So let's go into Course Items. Because we are going to add an item to our course. Now, we have a couple different options. We can either add a unit or add items. And the difference between that is adding a unit will actually add a heading or a unit to our unit content items over on the left. Adding an item will actually add an item underneath. So as an example, over here you consider the course home to be a unit. Actually, it's the home unit, or else the primary section, the unit. The syllabus is actually an item underneath the course home unit. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to add a unit, and that will be on the same level as course home. So I'm going to click Add Unit, and I need to pick a unit title. Now, if I want, I can have it set up so that it doesn't use Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, or Unit 4 for my titles of my units. Say I'm working with biology, and I want to have my unit maybe be titled Cellular Structure or something to that effect. I can do so. But if I was to type in Cellular Structure and not select Use Title and Navigation menu, watch what happens when I click the Add Unit button. I'll click Add Unit, and my unit is titled Unit 1. Okay, by default, even though I've named it Cellular Structure, it's called Unit 1. So I'm actually going to delete this unit, and I'll show you how to do this later. Okay, now we're going to go back and I'm going to add a unit, and this time I'm going to do it the way I want it. So add a unit, Cellular Structure, and I'm going to select Use Title in Navigation menu. Now, here's where you can put in a couple different items. Your unit, each unit has its own home page, the way that the course home had text that we modified on its home page. So apart from the course home, each unit, I can either create that text by myself using the course editor, which then I would select Text Multimedia, or I can do a web content upload, which brings in web content from another source, or I can create it using a Microsoft Office document, similar to the way that I created my syllabus. In this particular circumstance, I am just going to use Text Multimedia Content because I simply want to type in a little bit of text. So I'm going to click Add Unit, and now we will see a new unit over here, my first unit, Cellular Structure, because of the fact that I told it to use the title of the unit as the navigation title. So now, under my course items, where it was blank before, I now have my course home, which was there to begin with, the introduction, which was the text from that course home, and now we can see Unit 1. Now suppose I've decided that I actually do want to delete that unit. One thing that can get kind of confusing for people who have not used the system before is that in order to delete a unit or an item in eCollege, you actually need to go into that item or that unit to delete it. Now here's what I mean by that. I'm going to actually click on cell structure or cellular structure, and now you can see I'm in it where I could type in my text, whatever that might be, to be on the main page. But if I want to delete it, I go over here to the toolbox and click on toolbox, and you'll now see where I have my option to delete it. If I had more than one item, I could change the order, or I could edit the schedule. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can do, but for the purpose of this particular video, I'm just going to show you how to delete it. So let's click Delete Unit 1. I have to confirm that I am about to delete it, and it's going to remove everything permanently. And then I click Delete Unit and Content Items. So let's click that, and you'll now see that it is gone. Okay, so that's how you create a unit and delete a unit in eCollege.